Hi, I'm here live now on my own timeline. It's just to switch from timeline because I was supposed to be interviewed by a wonderful friend of mine, Lubna, and somehow we can't seem to invite each other to become this. So I will try on my own. Request to be. Let me just wait. I will try to tag her right now and invite her. Maybe she can come to this live stream. Hi, Ellen. Thank you for watching. As I was sharing, we were supposed to be on an interview together on her timeline, and for some reason, Facebook doesn't allow me to come into the um, to the broadcast. So I'm hoping that she can be here. Let me see. Hi, Dia. Thank you for watching. Yes. Let me see.
Yes, yes, yes!
Celebration time!
Oh, Facebook and going live.
I know, right? Took a lot of effort, and we stick to it.
Yeah, we persisted. I do not care what happens today. I'm going live interviewing
Exactly.
people. But we did it with a little help.
Yeah.
We did it, we did it, we did it.
Yeah, good to
So,
see you.
yeah, it is good to see you too. Dorcas, thank you for saying yes to being interviewed and
Absolutely.
helping me go through today. But for the people that don't know you, introduce yourself.
Yes. Well, my name is Dorcas. I'm 45 years old, and I'm passionate about NLP, passionate about helping other people just to become a better version of themselves, actually. So, yeah, that's very, very short for what I do and what I
Yeah,
love to do.
yeah. And do you do that as an employee or an entrepreneur?
No, I'm an entrepreneur. Thank you for asking because I forgot to mention that as well.
No
Good.
worries, no worries. We're both doing this for the very first time, so
Absolutely,
as
yeah.
long as we support each other, we'll go through it. And how long have you been an entrepreneur?
Ooh. Actually, I've already been an entrepreneur since 2002
Mm-hmm.
when I started my own design business in dance and theater costumes. And in 2012, I switched over to personal development coaching training.
Mm-hmm.
So, and still
Wonderful.
doing the same thing, transforming people's lives. And first it was through clothing, and when I saw the happiness, the happy faces, that sparkle in their eyes again when they put on new clothes, then I thought, oh, that's amazing. And
Yeah,
when I found out that I could do even more with personal development and helping others to not only do it on the outside but internally, which is much more powerful. So then I made that transition.
beautifully, beautifully. And you already said you're passionate about helping people become the best version of themselves, transform that. Um, when did you discover this was your passion?
Actually, I haven't been thought about this before. Actually, it that goes back that goes back many years, because I've always liked to observe other people, and I don't mean to snoop around, but really to observe their behavior, observe what it is that motivates them to do certain things. And I actually already thought, but what if this or that can be done differently?
Yeah,
It would be so much easier. So I guess in some way I like to go easy. I like to go, I like to help people easier going from A to B, because that's what I'd like to do most.
yeah,
No distractions, no other things. And of
yeah,
course, we all get distracted in life,
absolutely.
obviously.
Yeah.
But that's what I love to do most. Yeah. So it
Okay,
goes back. Yeah.
quite some years. What is your earliest memory of a specific moment when you thought, that's weird? You can do that faster or more fun or relaxer, whatever that may be for you.
Oh, gee, I think I must have been 4 or 5 years old already.
Wonderful,
That
sure.
young. Yeah.
Share. What happened when you were 4 or 5?
I guess when I was watching the grown-ups, the grown
Yeah.
people around me, and watching them, observing them, and I was thinking, but this doesn't make sense in some way. Why is this? Why are you doing it like this? Or why are you doing it like this? So I guess I was asking the question why a lot back then. Yeah,
Oh, I recognize that totally. I'm still that why kid. I'm still the person that says
absolutely.
why. If
Yeah,
someone says you need to do this, and a why, and if they don't give me a straight answer, I won't do it. I need to
exactly.
understand why you want me to do something to be able to do it. So I totally get where you're from. Um, why is this passion important to you?
Why? That same question
Uh
again, right?
huh. I just introduced it, just so you
I
know.
know. So
So
what you
why is
get
this
there?
important? Yeah. Why is it
Why?
important?
Uh, because I guess it is also connected to my purpose, I guess, to
Uh huh.
that mission that I want to spread out.
Share
And it is
more.
really to help, well, it is really to help not even others, but also myself in the process. Because every time I help another person, I'm helping myself as well. I'm learning more about how things are connected, how systems are working, and I don't mean technical systems, but systems within families or systems within business relationships even. So I guess that is important why I wanted to know more about it.
Okay. And how does living your passion show up in your life?
Ooh. I noticed that I have missed that connection for a very short time because of a lot of things were happening in my
Uh huh.
private life.
Mhm.
But I was still connected. I still felt connected to it by heart,
Mhm.
not only by mind, but by heart. And that means that every time I get distracted, somehow it's always in the back of my mind, like, how can I get back on track again?
Yeah.
I really want to stay focused and I really want to get back on track again. So um, I guess that's what I do.
Yeah, and
And
I totally get that because as soon as, at least what I've experienced, as soon as you're connected to your passion, especially when your passion is also connected to your purpose, it doesn't matter what distractions life throws at you. You might get off track for a little bit, but you go
yeah,
back very instantly. And the
exactly.
difference for me between those two is when I'm out of alignment with my passion and purpose, I'm not motivated. I don't have any energy. I'd
Exactly.
rather procrastinate. So it shows up in my life through those things. So I know that when I'm procrastinating or I don't have any motivation or my energy is low, that I need to reconnect with the passion because somewhere
Yeah.
it got lost. How is that for you?
I guess it works the same for me as well. When I discover in my own life that I'm, like you said, losing energy or not being motivated enough or um, get distracted through other things, then I notice that, maybe I should go back to the drawing board and notice where I wanted to go, where I am now, and what does it take for me to go there. There's also one other thing that I discovered, and it's not only that it is through procrastination or that you're staying in line with your purpose and with your mission. um that sometimes you just need to be focused on that. It's okay, I know it feels important to me, so why am I holding myself back? And
Yeah.
once I get the answer to that,
Mm-hmm.
man, it's then I'm on fire again. So
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
when I discover that again, when I'm starting um to remember, that's when things really start to happen again.
Yeah, beautifully. And what will you say to other people that have no idea what they're passionate about or are in doubt?
Ooh. First of all, I would say everyone has a purpose, everyone has a mission. I strongly believe that. It's just how to get in touch with that feeling, that passion, if you want to feel it. Because again, I feel that everybody once felt that connection,
Mm-hmm.
and either they lost it because a lot of things happened, or they got distracted from something. So please reconnect with your passion. That is really what I want to say to others.
Yeah.
And if you need help with that, then go find that help, because
Yeah.
please do.
Yeah.
Because once
Yeah.
you're going to start living with that passion, with that mission of you, then,
Yeah.
a lot of things are possible.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that
Absolutely.
one of the golden nuggets up to the interviews this morning and now is that most of you who share what they're passionate are about is they go back to their childhood. You're not the
Yes.
first person today that shared something. I've noticed it from when I was really young, about 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. It was something that they were doing at that moment that they were curious about, and they might have lost it in between going to school
Exactly.
and not being conditioned to live that passion. But all of you reconnected with when I was that age, and for you it was 4 and 5. But I had Eric this morning also, when he was just 6, I believe. He said, it was already there. So what might be a
Exactly.
good suggestion for people that are watching either live or on the replay is, if you think I don't know what I'm passionate about, think back, and when you were young, it's probably one of your interests or a combination of your interests from your childhood.
Yes, exactly. And it doesn't have to be, I know those questions too, and I've asking myself that, what kind of figure, what kind of, maybe it's a heroic figure or a fairy tale figure, and how do you relate to that?
Well,
And it doesn't have to be the person itself, the character itself,
no.
but what did he do? What was his mission or her mission? What what kind of things did he like? Did he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to share with others? And how does that connect with you in person? And
Yeah.
if you go back to that, if you find that click again, then you will have a lot of answers already.
Yeah, it's totally true, because we admire people for their attributes, the thing that they know
Exactly.
how to do, because it's a mirror of what we want to or might already have inside of us, but it's not coming out because we're conditioned differently. So that's also a very
Absolutely.
good suggestion to do. And how important is support in living your passion?
Oh, wow. You're asking all the right questions.
I know. I've been practicing all morning.
I believe that not only as an entrepreneur, but also when you have another job, when you're working in a company
Yeah.
or something, we all need support so badly. When you want to do things on your own, even if it is only to just to brainstorm from time to time with a person, you just be that reflection, or ask for that reflection, to to really deep dive sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes deep dive into yourself.
Yeah.
What am I still on track with my mission, with my purpose, with everything that I want to live through, the life that I really want? So support to me is all about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
only to give support, but to receive support as well. And I know, and I've been there myself. There were a lot of years that I was scared to ask for support, even try to take on support. But it's
Yeah.
so important if you want to move forward.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
especially is what I believe is we're social beings, and because of that, we need people around us, and we might not know, but the people around us see it faster than we can, because simply we have a blind spot to really
Absolutely.
truly connecting to what we need. And I've had the fortunate luck to have had a lot of mentors who saw more in me than I could at the time. I still do. And by truly listening to them and thinking, okay, they see something that I might not be seeing, but it's worth exploring. I don't have to adopt it right away, but it's worth exploring to see what and I'm convinced that the things that I've achieved wouldn't have been here if I didn't have the support, both as an employee and as an entrepreneur. And I've been both.
Absolutely.
So I know how important that is. Looking at support, what are some of the circles you have around you that support you?
Well, you're one of them.
Thank you, bless you.
because we connect with each other, yeah, in a very special group, and I really love the support, love the energy around there, and also there are other entrepreneurs who are really supportive and who I from time to time, connect and just just have a conversation. Most of the time, you don't have to deep dive
No.
all of the time. Sometimes it's just a very quick conversation. I was just wondering, or how do you think? What is your perspective on this? And it is really that's all it's to it. But yeah, I have a lot of people around me who are supportive, and I therefore I can give it back too, and
Yeah.
that's so powerful. There's
Oh,
this African proverb, that probably as well. When you want to go fast, you go alone. When you want to go far, you really have to go together. You
yeah.
really have to go
Totally.
together.
Totally. And also, and I still have a former colleague who's pensioned, who's with pension, so he's at home, and I've known him. I think almost 15 years. And he's still the person that I call whenever I'm stuck. He's one of those people. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, I can talk to him and he'll ask me probably one question. I think, that's it, I'm done, thank you. And just one question. And I love the African proverb you shared, but also I heard at a webinar from John Maxwell, and he said, encouragement is the oxygen of the soul. So just to have
Absolutely.
someone to tell you, go for it, just try it, just do it. I mean, I wouldn't be doing these lives if it wasn't for Sammy challenging a group of people to go live on Facebook and just
Absolutely.
interview people. I wouldn't be doing this probably right now if it hadn't been for her. So yes, I totally agree. To
You're
wrap
so
this
right.
up, Dorcas, because I'm loving having this conversation, and especially while I'm sitting in the sun and squinching my eyes because of it. But I already have someone else waiting to hop on.
Yes,
Um,
I know.
what is the one tip you want to share with the audience around passion or support? What can they do?
Just basically connect those two together. If you
Okay.
want to live your passion, then please look for the right support. The people who are there to lift you up instead of, just only giving what they think that is, but really look, and actually you just connected to one of my biggest values, the biggest, the one of the most important things that I think that is in life, and that is that all people want to be heard, seen, and understood. And if you
Absolutely.
find those right people who really can lift you up, then you've got those two really tight connected. That's
Beautifully.
my
Beautifully.
number one tip for today.
Thank you. Thank you, Dorcas, for sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your persistence getting this
And
live done.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
Yes, we will see each other soon, right?
Yeah, we will. We will. We will. Okay.
Okay.
Have a happy day.
You
Enjoy your
too.
day, and talk soon.
Peace, Kay. Bye bye,
Bye
love.
bye. Oh, look at it.